Dave Johan for the Boxing Voice. Pleased to be joined by Jordan, the Wanderer Reynolds.
Yes. Thanks
Jordan,
for having me, man.
yeah, good to have you on. First time on the site. I've read a bit about your journey into the sport, but it'd be interesting. It's a very interesting journey. So over to you, Jordan. How did you get into the sport?
Yeah, it's been a mad journey. It's still writing itself, you know. It's mad, it's mad. But yeah, this is just normal story as most lads through boxing. You know, I always say boxing is I wouldn't say it's near enough a poor man's sport, if I'm honest. I could say that, do you know what I mean? If I'm honest, do you know what I mean? Um, yeah, like you know, we come from nothing. Do you know what I mean? Come from nothing. I've always that hunger there. I've always thought to myself like, why am I just having this? Why is this it? Do you know what I mean? I've always like strived for more. Where everyone else really, especially my family, have just been content, just getting by or struggling. Um, you know, brought up rough and tough estate, in and out of refuges. I end up homeless. Just yeah, mate. Like I've been through it, mate. I've been through it. Honestly, you know, I've been through it. But yeah, it all started through. Do you know what? Believe it or not, I hated school. I was never at school. But the day I actually went, a day or two, actually, I decided to go into school. A boxer come in, Graham L. And they were like, because I just couldn't concentrate in school. I couldn't just sit there. Like I was just had too much energy. And they were like, go out there, do some pads, release, try to put me under the anger management, you know, criteria, whatever. So I was like, boom, but it was the first time. It was the first time. I think no, joy. I think it was because where he was going, it was like beautiful, lovely, and things like that. And I think it was the first time I was kind of showed a bit of like I was worth something. Like you know, like I felt this bit of love, and I just thought I loved it, mate. And for that, say like 10 minutes or something, I felt like at home. I just didn't think about anything what was going around me, what was happening in my past, what was happening in my life. It was just me, him, and just me hitting the pad. You know, this release. And from then, like he kept going, he kept coming to the school, and I would literally just go in. Like he'd come in every Wednesday, and I wouldn't go to school. So I'd go to school once, twice a week, but I'd make sure I'd only go on the Wednesday, and then I'd go on the Friday or something like that. Like you know, he was like, you need to be, you know, coming to school every day. You need to make sure you're here. Otherwise, what we're doing with you, and things like that. And I was like, oh, mate, I kind of got a bit close to him through school. And I just said, look, things. I just kind of, it was like I think I needed to tell, like, let a lot of stuff out off my chest. So I just told him a few things, and he said to me, he said, look, he said after school, he said you can work. He said come down to the gym, and you can stay in the gym. You can work. I said, you know, and like, mate, like, listen, my mum couldn't even afford a school dinner, mate. Like, it was like, just give me £2. It was like £2 or £1.50 or something like that. It wasn't enough. But like, I'd always, like, before school, I go, like, £2, farm foods, go to farm foods, buy a pound, 10 drinks and a pound loads of sweets, sell them all at school. I was making £10 to £20 a day at school, mate. I was like, don't worry, mum. I was like, handy. Do you know what I mean? So I've always had this, like, I always had to go get it. I had to be the man of the house early. Do you know what I mean? My dad left early through certain stuff. So I always had to have that mindset that, you know, go get it from young, 13, 14. And, you know, like any way I can make a bit of money, a bit of dough, or, you know, try and help my mum, that's what I'd do. Do you know what I mean? No matter what it was. But he said, yeah, come work and start at 4. But when I look back at it now, 4 o'clock, I used to finish school at 3, and then 4 o'clock, mate, I couldn't even hang around with my mates, couldn't even go, because the school was on the hill, all right, and we used to go down the hill through town, mate. We used to rob people. We used to do some embarrassing stuff. Do you know what I mean? But it was just what it was like growing up on the estate. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, we finished school, and I'm like, oh, all right, we're at half the hill, and everyone's going down. I come to, I think to myself, nah, I want to go. So like, I had to kind of like separate. That was the first choice I made, which dictated my future. Is I started running up the hill, take me half an hour to get home, get changed, then run to the gym, take me half an hour. I was there for 4 o'clock. I was never late. I was never ever late. And as time went on, I got kicked out of school, and certain things were still going on at home, whatnot. And I ended up in that gym 10 in the morning till 10 at night, just working there full time. And that gym really set me off. Like it just set me up from there. And then as I was working, taking people on the pads, I was training myself. He was training me every hour or 2 hours a day. But as I was taking people on the pads and cleaning and things like that, I didn't know this, but I was learning discipline and morals and respect. And it was, I was actually an insecure kid, mate. I couldn't honestly, I couldn't. I hated if there was more than 2 or 3 people. If there were more than 3 people in a room, I couldn't be in there. Like I just think like I don't know. I just like being by myself. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, like that's how it started, mate. It was just through school, I guess, like a bit of luck. It was just a little bit of luck. It was meant for me, mate. It was meant for me. Do you know what I mean? Like it was just like I saw an opportunity and I took the opportunity, mate. Like I thought to myself, do you know what? Like with nothing else going on, I was hanging around with older kids and they were selling gear or whatnot, making a few quid, and I was doing a few runs with them to make some money. I thought to myself, these are like 26, 27 years old. I'm thinking, mate, why are you hanging around 14, 15? I think, but obviously, you know what I mean, you get groomed and whatnot, mate. I mean, they use you, but I was like, nah, mate. I'm like, do you know what? There's more to life. And I just thought, I want more. And then I was seeing my mum suffer at home, crying, broken family. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, nah, I need to stop bringing police to the door. I need to stop all this stuff. Do you know what I mean? I want to really, I just thought, do you know what? I'm just give it all. So I started boxing at 16 and had my first fight at 16, 17 and didn't turn back, mate. I just went all out, mate. Every single day I was at that gym, mate. I was never late, never late. I was there every single day, Monday to Saturday, 10 to 10.
And
Do you know what I mean?
amateur record as well. Going on from there, you've had a successful amateur record. You were. It's fair to say you were going to go to the Olympics, weren't you? You got to the qualifiers, and then for COVID reasons, because of the postponement, is that why you decided to turn pro?
Yeah, to be honest, I analysed a few things up. Like I had a great amateur career. Like I've done everything everyone said I couldn't do. You know, because that gym I was at was a pro gym, so I always had a pro style. Everyone was going. So throughout the career, everyone was going, just turn pro. You know, because I'm big as an amateur. I was bringing 5, 6. I was sending out your call as an amateur. Do you know what I mean? 500, 600 tickets, mate. Everyone was like, "Oh, you promote his dream." And where I was at a pro gym, I was young, and I was watching everything. I was watching the fighters get used and abused. I was like, it's a business. And I was looking. I was like, all right. I was looking. I was like, that fighter there is actually pony. I thought he's pony. He can't fight, but he can talk in front of a camera. He's got a good following. And there's another kid who's unbelievable, but he's made out to be better. So I thought to myself, right, I want to try and tick all these boxes. I want to learn how to fight, learn how to do my media myself and whatnot, and just brand myself. And and I did that, and like like got all the way. Done everything. I don't think myself. I wasn't temper 18. But then I thought, England team, going to the England team, undefeated on the England team, becoming England captain, represent my country 13, 14 times, and then into the Olympic team. The first year or two, didn't really enjoy it up there, to be honest. I had loads of injuries and niggles or whatnot. I was overtraining. I would train up there and train at home. And then the last year, I just excelled, mate. I come on leaps and bounds, and I was winning. I won the last tournament out of the middleweights, 5 fights in 5 days. Beat everyone, won a gold in Russia, and that would have been me going to the qualifiers. But then they, there's a few things that I didn't really agree on. Like I won that, I was the last middleweight to win a gold, and then they said, "Oh, we're going to Kazakhstan for a training camp in Kazakhstan." So I was saying, and then they said to me, they're going to try out the light heavyweight. We're going to try get him down to middleweight and try him out. I just thought to myself, well, that's same. That ain't really fair. Do you know what I mean? But obviously, pardon?
Is that what they wanted to do first? You were light heavyweight?
No, they wanted the light heavyweight to come down and put him in middleweight.
Right.
I just thought he hadn't really proved himself. So I felt a bit like, I was like, oh, mate. But I thought, do you know what? I thought, I've overcome so much, like from life and in my career, like so much, man. And I thought, I'll get there. I'd start to get there. So I kept cracking away, kept cracking away, and then bosh, something happens to him, he gets injured. So I was like, boom, that is me to the first qualifier. And I thought it was me. And then we were joking around to the lads. We were going, I said, imagine I'll go to the first qualifier because it's in London. I would have sold thousands of tickets. But then we were saying, imagine I'll go there and I'll draw the world number one. He's a Ukrainian. He's an absolute animal. Like, he's an animal. I wouldn't know what to do. Like he's unbelievable. World champion, European champion. When do you ever see someone stop Cubans and Kazakhs and that? Do you know what I mean? He's a different breed, mate. 500 amateur fights. And I was joking. Do you know what I mean? I was like, imagine that. Probably no my luck. So he was bantering. So I was still training down the gym, and then someone said to me, yeah. Someone said, you must be gutted that you're not going to the first qualifier. I was like, what? And then I found out I wasn't. I just thought to myself, the geezer who I beat in the best of British was getting sent first, which was fair enough. He's a lovely kid. Like, fair play to him, mate. Do you know what I mean? Lovely. I can't, like, it's their choice at the end of the day, whatever they think is best. So I just thought to myself, well, that's a bit mad. Do you know what I mean? So I thought, nah. I said, and then the pandemic came, and I thought, I'm not waiting another 3 or 4 years. I thought I'm going to turn pro and crack on. But then now that kid, the first fight he's got to fight in the qualifier is the Ukrainian. So I got a bit of a touch, mate, because I wouldn't know, mate. I wouldn't even be confident to fight him without a bat in my hand, if I'm honest. Like, he's an animal. He's an animal. So it worked out better. It worked out. Everything happens for a reason, and mate. Like, I'm happy. I'm like, yeah. It's all good, mate. It's all positive. Could be worse.
So good stuff then. So you're on the verge of making your pro debut. There was a documentary made about you as well, wasn't there? The BBC, was it, followed you around for a bit? So you've had that as well.
Oh, mate, do you know what? They've been following me around since I was about 17.
Really?
Yeah, because James Burridge, his name is.
How did that
come down? I don't know. I can't remember. It must. How did that come about? I think it was because, like, I was just a lot of tragedy. What was happening in my life, like from best mates getting killed, like shot, and then I've always I don't know, like, they must have heard the story. Like, I've always been in the right, like, things always happen to make me realise, like, I'm on the right path. Like, I ended up moving to Essex with a random family I didn't even know, right? Through when I started boxing for West Ham, they said, come live with us. They could see I was a scrappy kid, and I was trying to better my life. I didn't really want to leave my mum, but I thought I needed to because it's negative at home and there was just too much grief. So I thought, I want to give this a go. So I went with them, and they took me in. They were a lovely family. And after 4 or 5 months being there, I started missing my mates. I was like, oh, man, the lads are ringing me, oh, come, house party, whatnot. I was like, you know what? I was like, I will. But the only thing that was kind of putting me off was the travel back. Then I had training in the morning. And I was like, oh, do you know what? I said to him, look, do you know what? I said, I'll come next week or something. Do you know what I mean? Then I get a phone call at 2, 3 in the morning that, one of my best mates has been shot in the back. Do you know what I mean? So I'm thinking, oh. So then I had to go back to Luton anyway, to the hospital. And I was like, listen, I said, I'm on the right path. I want to keep my head down, keep in Essex. You know what I mean? Don't need to go back there. And then my trainer, Mickey May, passed away. Absolute legend in the game he was. Made over 120 national champions. Great. He was. He really set me off. So then I stayed down West Ham, and I was training in the mornings with Mark Tibbs and Jimmy Tibbs and Billy Joe Saunders. I'm about 18 at this point, about 50 fights, things like that. That's when James come. No, James come down after. I was with that, and then I was training, and I went back to my town. And the first day I went back to my town, I went to go. The first day back, I went to town, back of town with my stepsister, and I went to go get a tattoo priced up. And I'm walking back. I've got my gym bag. I'm with my stepsister. I'm walking, but it's like a small pavement, and 2 lads. One bumped into me, but I'm with my stepsister, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, didn't think nothing of it. And all you hear is, "Are you mad? Are you dumb? Are you mad? Are you mad?" So I'm like looking around, like, here we go. Do you know what I mean? So I'm like, look, I'm with my sister, mate. I said, leave it out, man. I said, leave it out. He's like, nah, you mad? Are you mad? And he's coming like that, and he's like, he threw a shot. He's like slow motion, and I was like, fuck. It was just like, as soon as it landed, it was like, as soon as it landed, I just went smash. And I was onto him. He just like, I was just zoned in, and I was on him. And then I looked at his mate, and then I was like, fucking like, come on. And then he just pulled out a blade, and I was like, what do I do? I was like, what do I do? It was so much slow motion. I was like, do I go? And he just he took a step forward, and then the geezer was just chasing me all the way back of town with the knife. I was trying to get into the shops. People were letting me in. And then I'm like that, running around the cars, they chased me, and I'm not, and then that other geezer's just getting back up. So then I'm like trying to run to my sister to see that that she's right. So it's like, do you know what I mean? It's all mad at that. But then they obviously they didn't do that for long. It was about 4 or 5 minutes, or if not, of trying to chase me. Do you know what I mean? If that. And then then I just thought to myself, yeah. And then that was the first day back. Then I started training. I was on turn pro, and then I just didn't feel ready. I just didn't feel like I only had like 50 junior fights. You know what I mean? I just thought I want to have some senior experience. And I said to Billy Joe, "Who's your books for? What night?" He said Hoddesdon. Books for Hoddesdon. Got into the England team, and then just excelled. You know, my first season, bit of bad luck. Went in the senior ABAs, got to the quarters, really clashed heads, got cut, so I couldn't compete the next day. And then, got to the England team, and then the GB team. Then mate, it's just been mad. Then just before the GB, so we went off track here, mate. But it's always look at that. Then just before the GB team, the week. So it's 3 trials. And the last trial, you know, I was just overtrained, but he ruptured my bicep. So I was like, I made it to the last trial, and I had to tell him. I said, I can't. Do you know what I mean? Like, my bicep was down here. And everyone was like, everyone was like, it's a muscle spasm. I was like, fucking. I even drove home. I was thinking to myself, I'm just gonna wake. Don't you think I'll wake up and one thing it'll be all right? Do you know what I mean? I said to my therapist, and he was like, you need to go to the hospital. And then I went to the hospital, they operated. Then I wake up by myself, I'm all morphined up. And they're like, oh, I'm sorry, we couldn't find the tendon. So I'm like, it was the first time I just broke down. I just thought, mate, I'm like, I don't know, mate, it was mad. And then it's just been a mad story. And then I had to go private, and I had to raise money, and it's been one thing after another, mate. But yeah,
you're on track now, though. Who are you signed with? Is it MTK? Is it Queensbury?
Yeah, no. So what we'll do? Well, in my head, it's MTK. So, I mean, very powerful management team, great people. We've always been advised to go with them from good friends and whatnot. They're the best in the business. And we just float about, mate. Like, float about. If the Warren shows are there with BT Sport, jump on the BT Sports, MTK, ESPN. You know, IFL, they've got a big platform anyway, we jump on that. And then you got the Eddie Howe matchroom Sky Sports. So why not do a whole year or whatnot? Jump on all the platforms, get all the, because not people who watch Sky Sports, not everyone watches Sky Sports. They have BT Sports. So it's just good to just get every bit of, do you know what I mean? Just be in a business sense. And then then it's like, then when I'm worth something, mate, instead of them going, no, we're gonna give you this, I'm going, no, you can give me this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you're currently training with Katie Taylor's dad over, and you.
Pete Taylor.
For the people that don't know, I mean, I've spoke off camera, but you're currently in Ireland at the moment. And you know, hence the name, possibly the Wanderer, because you go from gym to gym, and it's such an amazing story there, Jordan. And what's it like over there training with someone whose daughter is Katie Taylor, and who's, you know, achieved so much in the sport so far?
Yeah, it's great. Like what I love about him is he's a bit old school, in like mentality wise, and they tell you how it is, but he's so up to date. Like I always see like boxers who do to their apprenticeship, you know, goes around the country, box the best, then turn pro. He was on the Irish team, he went to Russia, he stayed in Cuba for 6 months, studied boxing, man. And he's got no ego. There's no ego there. Do you know what I mean? So he's a great man. He's a great man. He's a very honest man. Not just, he won't just advise me in boxing, he can advise me in life as well. Do you know what I mean? Which you need, because it's a hard old game. And it's just great. It's away from distractions. Put it that way. It's both in distractions. So I like being away, a weekend, whatever. Come back, fight, chill out with friends, family, and whatnot, and then go back again. I think that's great. But yeah, mate, I can't. Yeah, mate, everything's spot on, mate. Spot on. Should be making my professional debut in 4 or 5 weeks. 4 or 5 weeks. Just wait. It might be getting announced tonight or tomorrow, this week. Definitely be this week. But I'm just, yeah. So I've had 2 dates, so I don't really know. It's either going to be in Dubai or it could be in Bolton, England. So I don't really care. I could be in my back garden, mate. To be honest, I just want to get out ASAP, get his career started.
So sand or snow, then, yeah. Sand
Mate,
or
that's it, mate.
that's what it looks like, doesn't it? To be fair.
Yeah, literally, mate. Yeah, I'm not even fussed, mate. To be honest, anywhere. Could be on the pebbles, mate. Could be on the pebbles.
What was it like spending time with Billy Joe so early on in your career?
Yeah, great. Like, great to watch him spar, Degale, things like that. Great, man. But so at that age, I was actually traveling by myself to different spots. Mate, I used to be about 19, 18, 19. I'll just get my backpack and people would ring me, and I've sparred the dogs, George Groves, James Degale, Josh Taylor. Mate, I've sparred absolute everyone. I just used to think, do you know what, mate? That's the only way you're gonna learn. Do you know what I mean? But which is a bit like, look at it now, I think to myself, do you know what? You can get the piss taken out of you a bit, do you know what I mean? Because you ain't got someone there to watch you. But I just thought to myself, like, if I can hold my own with these, then it's happy days. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I've sparred everyone, mate, from stateside to absolutely everywhere, mate. Do you know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to like the pro games. No, it's gonna be no. I ain't gonna be like, oh, like it's. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know it's physical, it's rough. Do you know what I mean? It's not tipper tapper fencing.
You're not going to be starstruck, are you? You're going to go in there and do the business.
But no, it's a fight, mate. It's a fight. Do you know what I mean? It's a fight, and like it's going to be. I look forward to bringing something new. One crowd's open. If I fight in Dubai, I will bring a good. I know a lot of people in Dubai anyway. Some lads over there who are good lads. That and I know lads who will get a flight over there. So, but they're all waiting for me because they're going, Jordan, we need a bit of normality, mate. They're missing the pubs. So it's just an excuse for them. And I suppose it's a break from the misses for them as well. So they just want a little trip. So I look forward to that. I look forward to entertaining the people and, like just bringing a bit of fun back. Do you know what I mean? Because sometimes it can be same old. Do you know what I mean?
It's fair to say it's been a crap 2020, isn't it? And so far it's been quite poor result, should we just say, isn't it? So far.
Yeah.
So yeah. A bit of fun.
Yeah, Boris Johnson and Matt Hancock need to pull a finger out, I think. Absolutely. What are they doing? Honestly. I don't understand it all, mate. I don't.
Yeah, something needs to be done. And middleweight level, world level, no doubt you keep an eye on what's going on over there. Who do you think the premier sort of middleweight is? You got Golovkin, Charlo, Andrade's going to be fighting Lee Williams.
Yeah. Right now, it's Canelo. I would have said. Is Canelo super middleweight now?
Super middleweight, he goes down to middle, but mainly he's campaigning at super middle, isn't he? Same with Billy Joe, because he floats in between both the shoulders.
Yeah. So I think, well, if Canelo's at middle, I say Canelo because I would have said Triple G if it was like a year or two back, but I think Triple G is just aging a little bit, tiny little bit. Do you know what I mean? And you see that in the last fight with Canelo. Canelo did change his game up though. His tactics were spot on. Do you know what I mean? But I thought Triple G won the first fight. But yeah, like I ain't looking too far ahead, mate. Like they will come. I'm just looking at like listen, because middleweight domestically is hard anyway because 9 times out of 10 people walk around it this way anyway. It's a popular weight, and middleweight, it's not like tippy tapper. It's we all got fast hands. We all can punch a bit, especially them little 8-ounce gloves or 10-ounce gloves. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, like I'm looking forward to climb up the rankings. Like I was looking at the rankings there, mate. I confidently could confidently put myself up there from 9 under the 9 bracket there, and there's some lads in there in the top 10 who I've already beat 2 or 3 times in the amateurs and things like that. So definitely like it's open as well. It's very open because everyone's on different stages of their career. There's no point me going, I want to fight this. Like I want to fight this geezer here when he's had 20 fights and he's Commonwealth champion. He'd be looking at me going, "You've had 2 fights. You ain't made his debut." I go, "Oh yeah, shit." Oh yeah, shit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't really bring that up at the table. I will do though. I will. It come. But yeah, you can listen. I'm not deluded and things like that. Do you know what I mean? It's a good fight. Some tough fights out there. Anything can happen as well. I'm excited, mate. I can't. It's going to be fun. It's going to be good.
Well, make sure you let us know when the actual date is, and then we'll catch up with you. We'll definitely catch up with you afterwards. I mean, a fight that's taken a bit of interest so far. Purse bid was won between Denzel Bentley and Felix Cash. Yeah. Like that, isn't it?
Yeah, who have you got for that?
Well, I'm sitting on the fence, mate, on this one. If I'm being honest,
because do you know what? Like I used to watch Bentley. And I just think myself, mate. I think I'd do it, but then like the last few fights, mate, he's come on leaps and bounds. Like he's quite athletic. Do you know what I mean? He's got naughty little right hand, got a good jab. Felix could be a bit more schooled than him, pedigree. Do you know what I mean? But I don't know if he can. I don't know if he can deal with movers. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't know. It's a good little clash of styles there, you know.
It's going to be
like Denzel can't be sitting. Denzel wouldn't want to sit in front of him. Yeah. I've got to sit on the fence as well, mate. I can't actually. I don't really know. I don't know. It's hard, isn't it? It's good. It's a good fight, mate. It's a good fight. So when would that be?
Well, the purse bids have won by Frank Warren, but they haven't actually given a date yet as to when it's going to be. I think they need to get it scheduled in by. Quote me if I'm wrong with this, but mid-June. They need to get a date by then. So who knows? Hopefully it does happen. To be fair.
Do you know what I like? I'll tell you what I like as well, right? He's actually a nice kid and he's done well. Jack Cullen.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, man. Fair play to him. Do you know what I mean? Because like he's just like I don't know if he was trying a bit like not used a bit, but like they've just chucked him in there. But like he's kind of like he's built himself like I don't know. He's kind of like seasoned throughout his last few fights, and now he's like. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think fair play, man. And super middleweight, he's dangerous at super middleweight because he's got a lot of flair. Do you know what I mean? So, like, he's tough man, he is. So, I like him. He's a nice kid, mate. He's actually a nice kid.
Yeah, there's quite a few people like that as well. There's Zach Parker as well. He's super middleweight, but he's in the top 5 in the WBO as well in the world rankings. So he's fought a few times from the middle.
Yeah, I think I spied him. Chile.
No, that's Zach Chile. He was on one of the matchroom cards, wasn't he? Alcesta boxer. Yeah.
Zach Parker. Yeah, I know Zach Parker. Wait, I know that man. I know him.
Yeah. So there's quite a few that go under the radar. Yeah. Not really household names, but they're like what you said earlier on. Like they've got the skill.
Yeah.
You don't really.
Sorry, mate. You're staying at home.
It's a bit of a.
It's just mad, man.
Yeah. Before we close this up, though, have you got any shout outs and give us your Twitter handles and Instas where people can follow you, mate?
Yeah. Well, listen. Shout out to everyone who's supporting me and everyone who's been there since day. I would announce all my sponsors, but I don't want to do that just in case I forget a couple because a few jumped on board. So, do you know what I mean? But big love. Next time we'll have a little list here, so it looks like I know. I appreciate everyone's support. In this class, mate. Honestly, the sport I get is unreal. It's second to none. Like, it's the best. And I know good, genuine people. That's what I like. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, follow me on Instagram, J Reynolds Boxing, Twitter, Reynolds Boxing, Facebook, Jordan Reynolds. And if you want to connect business-wise and talk sponsorship, go to my LinkedIn. It's Jordan Reynolds. Happy days.
Good stuff, Jordan. Thank you. All the best, mate, from the Boxing Voice, and we'll be in touch. You let us know when your debut is, anyway.
Yeah, I will, mate. Yeah, mate. I'll let everyone know, mate. I'm excited. Do you know what I mean? I'm waiting forever.
Good stuff, mate.
If you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the Patreon. patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars and title, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.